welcome to today's Pilates session. So today we're going to do Pilates just to try and improve our posture, open up through our chest and our mid-spine, that thoracic spine, which can get a bit stuck if we're doing lots of desk work, especially kind of lots of long periods at your desk, or you know that you need to improve your posture and work on opening up through your back and your chest. You will need a small towel, so just a hand towel, and we're going to fold it in half and into quarters and then just roll it up. So if you need to go and grab a towel, then just pause the video, go and get a towel, roll it up and then pop it to the side, and we'll use that a little bit later on. Okay, so we're going to start in standing with our feet together, coming up nice and tall through the spine. And from there we're just going to go toes apart, heels apart, so that our feet are hip width apart. And then from there we're going to just make sure we're up nice and tall. I want you to gently take weight forward through your toes. So from that nice tall standing position, we're just going to take weight forward through the toes and then coming back through the heels. Just gently working forward through the toes. You don't have to lift the toes or the heels as you move away to the other area. We're just feeling that weight transfer one way and back. And then coming to that midpoint where you feel you've got equal weight through both feet, through both areas of the feet. And then from there we're just going to go gently side to side. So just taking that weight left to right. Again, trying to take the weight through the legs left to right rather than upper body, so just transferring through. Feel that weight through your right leg, back through the left, and then we're going to come to that midpoint. So you have equal weight through left and right legs, equal weight through forefoot and hind foot. And then from there, keep those knees nice and soft, so make sure you've not locked your kneecaps out. Nice soft through the knees, and we're going to imagine that pelvis like a big bowl, marble at the bottom, and I'm going to get you just to gently roll that marble forward, arching through the lower back, and then roll that marble backwards, lengthening through the lower back. So you're just arching and hollowing. Feel that movement through the pelvis, through the lower back. You might find that one way is really easy and the other way just feels a bit stiff or doesn't want to go very far. Just feel how far you go in either direction. And we're going to come to that midpoint, marble at the bottom of the bowl. Going to keep those knees soft, so again, make sure you've not locked them out. Keep those knees soft. Pelvis neutral, we're going to think about lengthening through the spine. So from that lower spine, through the mid-spine, in between the shoulder blades, lengthen through the back of the neck, tuck that chin down gently, and lengthen through the crown of the head. Good. From there, I'm just going to get you to really work on moving your shoulder blades and your shoulders. So we're going to do big circles with the shoulders. So shoulders to ears, squeezing the shoulder blades back together, dropping the shoulder blades down, and then bringing the shoulders together. But as you do that, I want you to really think about what your shoulder blade's doing. So it's coming up, squeezing together, gliding down your back, and then gliding out to the sides of the rib cage. Coming up, back, down and forward. And this is a nice one you can just do at your desk, or if you're sat and you're feeling a bit tight, just to get those shoulder blades moving. And let's reverse those circles. So up, forward, down and back. Up, forward, down and back. Try and keep the arms relaxed. Down and back. Good. Two more. Forward, down and back. Good. Okay. And then from there, I'm going to get you just to interlink your fingers behind your back. We're going to keep that pelvis nice and neutral. Keep those knees nice and soft. We're going to lengthen the fingertips down. So you're really lengthening through the top of the shoulders, taking the shoulders down, lengthen the fingertips down. And you'll find that it will open up through the front of your chest a little bit. And then as we bring the hands back just as far as you feel comfortable going. So if that's still fairly close to your bottom, but that feels like it's stretching and that's enough for you, that's fine. You can come back further, then open up. And you should feel it opening up through the chest and the front of the arms. Keep breathing. Try and keep those shoulders down away from your ears. Pelvis neutral, knees soft. Take some nice deep breaths in. As you breathe out, try and relax those shoulders down away from your ears. Good. One more breath in there. And then gently bring your hands back down towards your bottom. Relax off and allow the arms to relax through. Good. So from there, we're going to keep the weight equal through both feet. We're going to try and keep the pelvis nice and still. So imagine that you've got two headlights on the front of those pelvic bones and they're pointing forward. And you're going to keep them pointing forward. So you drop those shoulders down and back, wide through the collarbones, nice gap ear to shoulder. Core switched on, so we're gently pulling up through the pelvic floor. So you're going to stop yourself from passing wind. So it's just closing up gently. So not clenching everything, but just about 30% effort, squeezing gently through the pelvic floor. So your core switches on, keeping the shoulders down. We're going to bring your arms out in front. We're going to keep those headlamps, remember, pointing forward. And we're going to take a breath in as you open one arm out behind you. You can look at that hand if you feel you can, but you're going to keep the pelvis nice and still. So you'll want to, maybe if you're a bit tight, twist. Keep the pelvis still, coming back through. Breathing in through the other side, keep that pelvis nice and still. Out as you come back. So keeping the pelvis still, breathing in. Out as you come through to the front. Good. Breathing in. Out as you come through to the front. Good. Keep this core switched on. Try and keep the pelvis and knees nice and still, pointing forwards. You should feel it opening through the chest and the back, through that mid-spine in between the shoulder blades. Good. One more of those, keeping the hips nice and still. Keep the shoulders down away from your ears, collarbones wide. And then we're going to allow the pelvis and knees to move too. So the feet stay planted on the floor, but you twist all the way through. Pelvis and knees move a little bit. You should go a little bit further. And then coming back through. And same to the other side. Twisting through pelvis and knees. Keep the knees soft. Shoulders down away from your ears. Collarbones nice and wide. And this time opening all the way through. You might feel it through the front, through the back. Just opening up. Good. Breathing in. Out as you come through to the front. Good. Let's do one more on this side. And back through to the front. Good. Relax your arms up. A little shake off through your arms. Good. And then we're going to do a little modified roll down. Again, just trying to get that back moving. So up nice and tall. Equal weight through both feet, forefoot and hindfoot. Soft knees and make sure they're not locked out. Just nice and soft. Pelvis nice and neutral. Lengthen through the spine. Shoulders down and back. Then through the back of the neck, tuck that chin down gently. We're going to engage through those core muscles again, pulling up through the pelvic floor. And then we're going to tuck your chin into your neck. Keep breathing as you roll that chin down your neck towards your chest. Then we're going to roll down, sink that breastbone deep into the ribcage, allow the shoulders to curl forward. We're going to keep that pelvis up tall for as long as possible. Hands slide down just towards your knees. So you're curling through each vertebrae one at a time, hands to knees. Then we're going to bend the knees. We're going to lift the tailbone, lower the belly button, lower the breastbone, look forward, shoulders down away from your ears. And then tuck chin down to chest, lift up through the breastbone, lift up through the belly button. Imagine you've got a tail, tuck it down between your legs. Then we're going to lengthen through the legs and then stacking up from the pelvis, one vertebra at a time, up through the back, through the mid-spine, in between the shoulder blades, back of the neck, crown of the head. Keep that chin tucked in slightly. And again, keep working at in your own time. Keep breathing. And really try and get that movement through the spine. Rolling down each vertebrae one at a time until your hands come to your knees. We're going to bend the knees, lift the tailbone, lower the belly button, lower the breastbone, look forward, shoulders away from ears, collarbones nice and wide. Tuck chin down to chest, lift up through the breastbone, lift up through the belly button, lengthen through the knees as you stack the spine up one vertebra at a time. Shoulders down, neck nice and long, tuck that chin down. Good, let's do one more. Rolling through the spine. Hands to knees, bend the knees, lift the tailbone, lower belly button, breastbone, look forward, shoulders down, away from ears, collarbones wide. And then we're going to tuck chin to chest, lift up through the breastbone, lift up through the belly button. Imagine you've got a tail, tuck it between your legs, and then lengthen through the legs. And then one vertebra at a time, stacking up through, all the way through the crown of the head. Good, well done. Okay, from there we're going to come down into lying on our side. I'm going to work on opening up through rotation of the spine. So I'm going to get you to come down onto your elbow. Now look after your elbow in this position. If you feel like you can't rest on your, look after your shoulder in this position, and your elbow as well, so look after your elbow as well, but particularly look after your shoulder in this position. If your shoulder doesn't feel right in this position, you can work on this position in sitting instead. So you can come up sitting, and you can either come in tall, and you can work on opening up in rotation in sitting instead. So there are other options, just look after your back, but this one just particularly wants you to look after your shoulders, because if there's any pain for your shoulders, you shouldn't be doing this. I don't mind them feeling like they're working, but I don't want it to be painful. So you want your elbow to be underneath your shoulder to be down away from your ear, your neck to be nice long extension of the spine. So we're not lifting up, so we're not bending the spine that way. We're not going to let it hang down with gravity. We're going to look after it, lengthen through the back of the neck. So you've got nice gentle chin tuck, long through the front of the neck. We're going to just bring the knees in line, or as far in line with your hips and shoulders as you can. I'm going to look after that lower back, so make sure you're not arching through the lower back. Imagine you've got a tail, tuck it between your legs so you're lengthening through the back. And then we're going to engage through those core muscles. So you can either work in this position, and you can open your arm up towards the ceiling, and then we can thread this arm through. So you're reaching elbow towards the mat, doesn't matter if it doesn't go all the way down. Open up, and then come through and tuck down. If you want to work slightly harder, we can lift our hips up. So nice long spine, arm up towards the ceiling. We're going to thread through. Breathe in to open up. Breathe out to thread through. Remember, if your shoulder's sore, come up and do this in a seated position. Look after that lower back, keep the core muscles switched on, shoulders away from ears, neck nice and long. Breathe out to thread under, breathe in to open up. You're just going through a range that feels right for you, so you might not get elbow to mat, might just come in the direction of the mat. Good. Look after that shoulder, shoulder blades down and back. We're going to do one more. Good, well done. Relax your hips down if they're lifted, and lower back down. Good, well done. Okay, so from there we're going to swap onto our other side and do that same movement through the other side. Again, so shoulders might be different side to side. If you feel like the other side was good, but this shoulder can't do it, then again, just come up into sitting and do it in sitting, that's fine. We're going to bring elbow underneath shoulder, shoulder away from your ear, shoulder blade, collarbones nice and wide, bring that shoulder blade down your back. We're going to bring our knees in line with hips and shoulders as much as you're able to. Pelvis nice and neutral, so imagine you've got a tail, tuck it between your legs, and then you should generally feel those tummy muscles working to do that, but engage through those core muscles as well. And then you can either stay in this position, threading through and opening up, or if you want to try the harder level and keeping those core muscles engaged, lengthen up, lift that arm up. We're going to breathe out, elbow towards mat, thread that arm underneath you, breathe in to open up. You can look at that hand as it goes, so get that rotation all the way through to the crown of the head. Keeping the pelvis nice and neutral, lower back nice and long, core switched on. Remember, if that shoulder's not happy, then either drop the hips down, less load through the shoulder, or come into sitting. Shoulder down away from ear, collarbone nice and wide. Good, let's do 2 more. Last one. Good, well done. And relax down. Good, well done. So we're going to repeat that kind of move. Actually, no, we're not. We will come to that, but in a moment. We're going to now use that little towel. So remember, we've just rolled it up into a little kind of sausage. And we're going to place it down on the top of the mat, and we're going to come down onto a front. So for this one, if you want to watch what I'm doing to start with, you can watch what I'm doing. I'll show you. We're going to go through kind of 3 different levels of the exercise, and we'll try and build up to that last level. So I'll show you quickly first. If you want to join straight in, that's fine, but I just want you to make sure that your position's right. So I'll show you quickly first, and we'll go through positioning in a moment. So we're going to just have our forehead down onto the towel, tuck that chin down, so make sure you're not lifted up or squashed down, chin to chest. And then from there, we're just going to start with a little arm lift. So we're thinking about keeping the shoulders away from your ears, collarbones nice and wide, lifting one arm, lowering down, lifting the other. And then we're going to go for the legs. Lifting through, using the bottom cheek to lift. So it's not a big movement and it's not a knee bend. We're just doing a little heel lift with that leg nice and straight. We're going to alternate side to side, and then at the end we're going to try and combine opposite arm and leg to work through all the muscles through the back. So if you come down onto your front, forehead onto the towel, arms out in front. If your arms don't like this position, bring them into this position. You can just do a little hand lift instead. And then from there, I just want you to look after that lower back. So again, imagine you've got a tail, tuck it between your legs so your belly button just lifts a little bit away from the mat. Core switched on, pulling up through the pelvic floor. Just make sure those shoulders are away from your ears. And then from there, we're just going to do a little arm lift. So think lift and lengthen, but keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Breathe out to lift, in to lower. Alternating left to right. And I want you to think about that shoulder blade gliding down towards the opposite bottom cheek. Lifting and lowering. Breathe out, breathe in. Alternating side to side, trying to keep that pelvis nice and neutral, core switched on. Let's do one more on either side. Good. Relax the arms, keep those shoulders away from your ears, pelvis nice and neutral, core switched on. We're going to go into the legs, breathing out to lift, into lower. Think about using that bottom cheek to lift that leg nice and long, nice and straight. Breathe out to lift, into lower. Bottom and then lift. Good. Nice small movement. So I'd rather you just gently think about lifting the weight off of the thigh than trying to lift the foot towards the ceiling. So just trying to take a little bit of weight off of the thigh and controlling back down. Keeping that belly button gently lifted away from the mat, or not necessarily away from that, still going to be in contact probably, but making sure the pressure of that belly button doesn't increase as you lift the leg. We're going to do one more on either side. And then we're going to add in that alternate arm and leg together. So, opposite arm and leg together. So right arm, left leg, lifts and lowers. Left arm, right leg, lift and lowers. And as you're doing this, you're thinking about almost like right shoulder blade to left bottom cheek, shortening and coming back down. Same on the other side. So keeping that belly button with the same amount of pressure on it as you lift. If you feel like your belly button increases its pressure as you lift, then just try and really use those bottom muscles to tuck that tailbone under. If you need to, you can just put another little kind of pillow or support underneath your tummy to lift you a little bit and hold you there rather than you controlling it with those core muscles. We're going to do 2 more on either side. Make sure those shoulders stay down away from your ears. Using the bottom muscles. Last ones. Good, well done. Okay, from there we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows tucked into your side. We're going to keep that tailbone tucked down, belly button just gently pulled up towards your spine. And from there we're going to gently push into a little bit of extension. Really look after your back. If it's not comfortable through your back, relax off. Work really small, okay, if you need to. If you're happy going a little bit further, then you can go a little bit further. Breathing in to lift up, breathing out to control down. So I'd rather, if you're feeling it through your lower back, just keep that movement really small. I want you to kind of almost feel it in between the shoulder blades rather than that lower back. Breathe in to lift. And breathing out to lower. We're just going to do 3 more. And keep your elbows supported onto the mat if you want to. If you feel you can go a little bit further, then you can work on that. But again, I really want you to look after that lower back. This position, if we don't do it very often, can be quite uncomfortable. Just finish that last one off. So we really need to ease into it. And it is a good one to do, but just need to err on the side of caution. Right, now we're going to come back into that thoracic rotation. So you can move the towel away. Come up onto all fours. Knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders. We're going to drop the shoulders away from your ears, lengthen through the back of the neck. So again, make sure you're not dropped down or looking up with that spine. That neck is a nice long extension of your spine. And just arch and hollow through that lower back and come up nice and straight through that lower back. And then from here, we're going to engage through the core muscles and we're going to come into a thread the needle. So we're going to thread your right arm underneath your left. So your shoulder comes down towards the mat. You're not resting on the mat. You can touch the mat, but don't let any weight go through onto it. We're going to come up and we're going to open that arm up to the right. Just as far. If you only come here, that's fine. If you can go a bit further, great. We're going to place that hand back onto the mat. We're going to go with the left hand under right. And then we're going to open up all the way to the left. Place that hand back onto the mat. Right hand under left. Coming up and out to the side. Get back in. Hand to floor and the left. Keep working, keep at your own speed. Keep breathing. And bring the arm up and out to the side. Good. And again. So we're not resting that arm. Sorry, we're going to come up and out to the side. I've got distracted talking to you. We're not going to rest the arm or the shoulder or the ear on the mat. I don't mind if they touch it. I'm bringing it out to the side. Good. Let's do 1 more on either side. Open up, hand to ceiling. Back through. Last one, left under right. Good. Coming up. And out to the left. Good, well done. Okay, so from there, we're going to just come gently into a cat-cow stretch. So we're going to tuck chin to chest, lift up through the breastbone, lift up through the belly button. Imagine you've got a tail, tuck it between your legs. We're going to curl through. Almost imagine that your tailbone and your nose are going to come together underneath you. And then we're going to lift that tailbone up, Lower the belly button, lower the breastbone, look forward, shoulders away from ears, collarbones nice and wide. And then tuck down, chin to chest, breathing out as you curl under, tuck that tailbone under, and then breathing in as you look forward. Good, 2 more times in each direction. Really try and get full movement through the spine, nice and long. Good, one more time. Good. Okay, so from there we're going to sit back onto our heels and walk those fingertips forward. Allow your forehead and your breastbone to come down to the mat, down to your thighs with the breastbone, and your bottom comes down towards your heels. And just walk those fingertips away from you. Try and lift the palm up and put pressure through all 5 of those fingertips. And you should just feel it opening up through the front of the shoulders a little bit more. Nice deep breaths in and gently relax that breath out. Good, one more breath in. And then relax the palms down. So we're going to look forward. So elbows, forearms, hands onto the mat. Look forward, and then I almost want you to try and keep your breastbone as low to the mat as you can, as you just walk those fingertips forward and glide your breastbone forward. Lift the sitting bones up high and bring your shoulders over your elbows, looking forward. So you should feel it open up through the back. So look forward, shoulders away from ears, breastbone down towards the mat, belly button down towards the mat. Lift those sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Good, couple of breaths in there. And then we're gently going to come back up onto all fours and into sitting. Good. So find a comfortable seat. If you wanted to sit onto a chair, you can do. And we're just going to gently, if you're on a chair, sit sideways so you haven't got the back of the chair behind you. If you're on a chair, you can just interlink your fingers behind you. But actually, if you're sat on the mat, fingertips to floor, and just gently walk those fingertips back. And then we're going to, just as far as you feel comfortable going, we're going to lift the breastbone, drop the shoulder blades down, squeeze them together, look up towards the ceiling, keep that neck nice and long, lift that breastbone up and just feel your opening up through the chest. Keep breathing. Good, one more breath in there. And then gently relax off and bring the hands back through to the centre. And then from that sitting position, we're just going to do a gentle rotation. So right hand to left knee, left hand just gently behind you. Go long through the spine, lift that breastbone, lift the crown of the head, twist round to the left. Just gently working into that with your breath. So breathing in, as you breathe out, gently rotate through. Good. And then gently coming back through to the centre, we're going to bring left hand to right knee, right hand behind, up tall through the spine and twisting round to the right. Keep breathing. Good, and gently through to the centre. And then from that sitting position, I'm just going to get you to do a couple of little kind of roll downs and sitting. So up nice and tall, we're going to tuck chin into chest. Roll down through the spine. So you're going to curl through the spine. Try and keep your shoulders over your hips and take the spine back. So roll up the sitting bones and we curl through the spine. And then we're going to stack up sitting bones, pelvis, lower back, mid back, shoulder blades down, neck nice and long, up nice and tall. Let's do 2 more. chin into neck, and then rolling down to chest. Sink that breastbone deep into the rib cage, curl the shoulders forward, roll backwards off the sitting bones and open up through the spine. And we're going to come up nice and tall, stacking onto the sitting bones, pelvis, lengthening through, one vertebra at a time, shoulders down and back, neck nice and long, tuck that chin down gently. Last one, chin into neck, rolling down to chest. Sink that breastbone deep into the rib cage, roll through the spine, keep the shoulders over the hips as much as possible, open up through the lower spine by rolling off the sitting bones. I'm going to stack up sitting bones first, pelvis, through that lower spine, mid-spine, shoulder blades down and back, lengthen through the back of the neck, crown of the head, keep that chin tucked gently. And just take a couple of nice deep breaths in there. Breathing in, take a big deep breath, and then as you breathe out, relax those shoulders down away from your ears. 2 more times, big breath in. Breathing out, relax the shoulders down. 1 more time. Good work, well done. Okay, so hopefully just open up through the chest, open up through that thoracic spine to help you improve your posture when you're working. And the important thing to think about when you're, if you're at a desk for a long time, is to really bring the collarbones out wide, nice gap ear to shoulder, and bringing those shoulder blades, so from this kind of position where they come up and forward, bringing the shoulder blades down and back. And we want that pelvis to be nice and neutral. So if you rock all the way back, rock all the way forward, and feel how far you go in either direction, your neutral is at midpoint. Shoulders down and back, and then you should be able to work with nice open shoulders, nice long spine. It's hard work to maintain it, but the more you think about it, the easier it will become. Good, well done, take care, I'll see you soon.